Media and Information Literacy, MIL, Part 2, Possible Actions. What can development actors do to improve media and information literacy? Promoting information literacy to better resist mis- and disinformation. Engage with the public to inform them of their fundamental rights, such as freedom of expression and information guaranteed in all democratic constitutions. The holder of this right is a citizen. He or she is entitled to demand that the information provided by journalists be transmitted faithfully in the case of news and honestly in the case of opinion, without external interference from public authorities or the private sector. Know your responsibilities. Understand the combined effects of our confirmation bias, social media algorithms and search engines that trap us in information bubbles. Consider whether the news and media are trustworthy according to their adherence to journalistic ethics. Learn about modern tools and strategies that can be used to manipulate and influence opinions. Be aware of your responsibility when clicking, sharing, and paying for reliable and public interest content versus unverified content. Ask yourself who needs MIL most. All of us, not only the younger generation, but also the older ones. Be aware of the digital divide and adopt a gender-sensitive approach. With which partners can we best promote information literacy? With the formal education sector too. Develop curricula and guidelines for teachers, appropriate textbooks and other teaching materials both in print and online. Introduce digital infrastructures in schools and create an environment for individual and collaborative learning. Integrate MIL into extracurricular activities by setting up a small radio in the library, for instance. Launch a media creation program in schools. Establish a network of MIL practitioners, teachers and organizations at community, national and international levels to encourage collaboration and continuous improvement of skills. Supporting research, seminars and conferences that aim to bring together stakeholders from all professions and sectors to share strategies, experiences and lessons learned in the implementation of the MIL. With the media helping its main actors to adapt guidelines and provide training for audiovisual, print and online media to promote MIL and citizens' involvement in media content generation. Encourage the media to explain their operations to the public and increase the transparency of their operations. Take into account the rights of children and other vulnerable segments or marginalized groups of the population to access and participate in media and information production. Protect them from harmful content in the development of new media products and technologies. Organize MIL awards programs to recognize best practice by young media producers and journalists and report on progress. Non-formal education and civil society. Create civic media and information groups, such as viewers and listeners associations, media watchdog groups, media, internet and library clubs. Support fact-checking initiatives. These aim to expose and debunk false claims. However, fact-checkers are struggling to cope with the sheer volume of false information being created every day and spreading more rapidly. Therefore, investing in media literacy can have a useful preventive effect against misinformation, as it enables citizens to better distinguish reliable from unreliable content. Design and implement media literacy programs for the most marginalized groups, such as people with disabilities, indigenous groups, and people living in rural areas, such as farmers, out-of-school youth, and prison rehabilitation programs, for example. Integrating MIL into adult literacy and continuing education programs. Leaders, institutions, and officials organize training workshops for policy and decision makers, for example, MIL awareness training programs for legislators. Support the creation of national MIL policies and the development of national media programs for youth and adults. with the aim of educating and enlightening children, youth and adults on the role of the media in national development. In conclusion, we note that media and information literacy is 1. An increasingly important skill. 2. For everyone. 3. Essential for the responsible participation of citizens in the governance and democracy of their country.